Sure. Hi, everyone. Welcome. As Matthew introduced, I'm Carolyn. I work at the Center for Hearing and Communication, and our organization. I just wanted you to know just a little bit about who we are. We are physically located downtown Manhattan on 50 Broadway. We are a clinic that provides a slew of services to help people with all degrees of hearing loss and all ages. We also do a lot of outreach, like this type of program today, under our Center for Hearing and Healthy Aging, which is a grant-funded program. And today I'm really excited to introduce one of our longtime clinicians. His name is Terrence Williams. And Terrence can tell you a little bit more specifically what he does. But I just wanted to share that he's been with the organization for over 25 years. So he's very experienced. So you're in for a treat to really learn from him and get some guidance around this whole topic that we're going to talk about today, which is home safety with a hearing loss. Terrence has a lot of technical expertise in the area of hearing aid and amplification repairs, testing, and fitting of those devices. And he is excellent working with people in terms of counseling them with any issue that they have regarding their hearing loss and issues related to their technology. Terrence really is our in-house expert on all things assistive listening and alerting technology to help people who are deaf and hard of hearing communicate better and stay safer in the home or out and about living your life. So without much ado, I'm welcoming Terrence, and take it away. We're happy to also answer any questions you have towards the end of the session. So please let us know what else you want to know about.
Yeah, you can put those questions into the chat, and
Okay.
So Terrence will answer when he gets a chance.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys both for that wonderful introduction. I am Terrence Williams. I am the Assistant Director of Audiology and the Director of the Burleson Hearing and Technology Center here at the Center for Hearing and Communication. As a hearing instrument specialist, my job here is to make it work. So whatever you need or we need to help you hear better with, we will do. We have lots of assistive devices that can help in that capacity. And today we're going to talk about just a few of them. Okay, and at the end, I have a quick slideshow, just a couple of slides to talk about some different assistive listening devices we find have been helpful to some of our consumers and maybe to you as well. And at the end, we'll be happy to answer any questions you have regarding the devices. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen for a moment. Okay, so today we're going to talk about assistive technology that can help in the home, to help keep you safe, and to be alerted to specific things in your home. Okay. We like to think about it in this way. Hearing loss is so subjective and how people perceive and hear sounds and what sounds they can hear. It's important, in our opinion, that in your home, to stay safe, you should be able to be alerted to different things without having to rely on your hearing. So things like your alarm clocks, your doorbells, and smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. You should be able to be alerted to these things without having your hearing aids on. I mean, very often, people with hearing loss who use hearing aids will take their hearing aids off in the evening, and we certainly don't expect you to wear your hearing aids overnight, as that can be, a little bit bad for your ears. And so we like to find solutions to help you hear devices, hear alerts when you or don't have your hearing aids on. Okay. Here at the center, we have a full gambit of services here, everything from audiology to speech pathology. And this multidisciplinary feature of the agency helps us to find the best solutions for everyone, regardless of your how much you can hear, how you can pay for things, and how you hear. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Today we're going to talk about assistive listening devices again that have sound signaling, visual signals like lights, flashing lights, or lamps that you can plug in, along with captioning and tactile devices. All right, so I just want you to think about sound for a moment, how sound works, and why it's necessary that we need additional assistance to be alerted to when things go off, like your doorbell or your smoke detector. This is just a video to demonstrate sort of how sound works. Just as the droplet falls into the water, you can see the ripples going out into and spreading out and getting thinner and thinner as they spread out. It's pretty much how sound works. So when a sound is presented, it starts at a point, and then as it goes out into the room or into the world, it dissipates about half every 3 feet that it travels. This is an audiogram, and it shows us how we measure hearing and what a person can hear. The left axis is the decibel levels we use to increase sound. The top axes are the frequency ranges at which we test, and the shaded area is where speech lives most of the time. On the right-hand side, you'll see our descriptors for how we categorize hearing loss. And so you see, as you go down on the left side, we go from 0 to 120 decibels, and speech occurs typically between 20 and 50 decibels. If you're in your home and someone rings your doorbell, I'm thinking, and this has happened to one of our patients most recently, where there was an emergency in the building and the fire department came to the home and was knocking on everybody's door to let them know that there was something going on in the building and to evacuate the building. This person did not hear the door because, emergencies seem to happen in the middle of the night. We don't know why that is, but that just is the general rule. So she was in bed sleeping, and when they knocked on the door, she couldn't hear them knocking at the door. So these devices in particular can help to eliminate that distance between the door and your bedroom by using a series of transmitters and receivers. You see here, there's a doorbell button and this alarm clock with a shaker. When this is installed outside the home and someone pushes the doorbell button, it will alert the individual that someone's at their door by telling them someone's at the door. It can also flash a light. There's a little light at the top, and it can also have a bed shaker so that when the alarm clock goes off, it will shake the bed. Okay. And if you indulge me, this is a quick video to show how these different devices work from this company, which is called Sonic Alert.
HomeAware, a unique total home alerting solution from Sonic Alert, offers peace of mind, security, safety, convenience, and greater independence. HomeAware can be configured to match the needs of your household with many available packages and convenient features. Many standard features are included, like dual alarms with 105 decibel volume and a vibrating alarm, also known as the bed shaker, for an extra wake or the ability to wake without disturbing others. And there are many more, all with a choice of receivers with a 2-inch scrolling display and bright strobe. HomeAware is totally configurable. Basic and deluxe receivers can be combined and communicate uninterrupted up to 1,000 feet, connecting you to your surroundings with continuous monitoring of transmitters for doorbell, baby cry and other noises, smoke and carbon monoxide, motion sensors, Smartphones, alerting you to text messages, emails, and phone calls, even acting as a receiver to alert you to what's happening on the main unit and other connected receivers. Our colorful and convenient portable strobe alert, Blink. And the HomeAware Vibe, to clip on and go anywhere in the house or yard. With HomeAware, all of these safety and security features are continuously monitored to ensure your peace of mind and comfort. HomeAware. Stay connected.
Okay, so, and that is a system made by a company called Sonic Alert. You can find them on the
HomeAware,
web,
a unique
and they
total home.
are very happy to help you find solutions for your own home. As I mentioned, everyone's solutions can be different and everyone's needs can be different. So all of these systems are pretty much customizable to your specific needs. And you can buy different packages that help with those needs. There are many companies that do this. We're mentioning Sonic Alert today, and this company that the slide is up now called Bellman Symphon. As we know that both of these companies are more than willing to help you figure out the best solution for yourself and for others. And they're reasonably priced, and they're also very easy to install. So most of these solutions that we're talking about today are things where you don't really have to pair things via Bluetooth. You don't have to match equipment. It all comes together and will work together. And most of it is just plug and play. So, that's literally, you plug it into the wall outlet for power, and then the devices are all matched and they all work together. We also believe that this system from Bellman Symphon is called a baby cry notification system with a portable bed shaker. This system allows for a sound pickup. So if you have a child and you need to be alerted to the baby crying maybe in the middle of the night, you can put this device into the baby's room. It will hear the baby's cry and send a signal to a receiver that can flash a light or even has a bed shaker. We also have this device here. It's called the Vibio. And the Vibio is a wireless Bluetooth bed shaker so that you can set alarms on your cell phone, put the bed shaker under your pillow, and then when the alarms or the alerts go off, it will shake your pillow or shake your bed to let you know that something is going on. Doorbells and intercoms can be challenging, especially here in New York City. There aren't too many devices that are available to help with intercoms specifically. Symphon Bellman makes a device that's called the doorbell transmitter. And that transmitter can record sounds. And when it records those sounds and it hears those sounds again, it will go off only when those sounds happen. So in the previous slide, we talked about this baby cry transmitter. So this baby cry transmitter listens for loud sounds, like a baby crying, for example, but it can sometimes go off if there are other sounds in the room that are similar. So the sensitivity usually has to be adjusted pretty low and need to be really loud sounds in order to make it go off. Again, it listens just for sounds, not specific sounds, and then will send us a transmission. The doorbell transmitter, however, has a function in it where it can record a sound for you and remember that sound. And when it hears that sound again, that specific sound, the transmitter will again send a signal to one of your receivers, and you can have a flashing light, you can have a bed shaker, or you can even have lamps that you plug in your home that will flash to let you know that someone's there. The doorbell transmitter it really is easy to set up, and I'm just going to play a little bit of this video so that you can see how easy it is to set up.
Now let's talk about the doorbell sound recognition function. The door transmitter has a pre-stored database that can be used for the doorbell detection and activation. If the door transmitter doesn't respond when the doorbell rings, It might be because the sound of your doorbell is not in the pre-stored database. You can then record the sound of the doorbell into the door transmitter in 3 easy steps. First, press and hold the top button until the top LED starts to blink. Release it to start the recording. Second, press the doorbell at least 8 times, each time at least 2 seconds long. Third, press the top button again to stop the recording. If the LED lights up in green, that means the recording is successful and the sound is stored and will be used for the internal microphone's detection.
Okay, so we talked about how we could use this for the intercom because it can listen to your specific intercom sound and be alerted, or you could be alerted when your intercom goes off. We also just very recently discussed with Bellman Simpson the idea of using this for existing smoke detectors. So it can work for that as well. So you can, again, put this near your smoke detector, your carbon monoxide detector, and do the test on the smoke detector. And as it hears the sound of your particular smoke detector, if your smoke detector goes off, it will send a signal to one of the receivers that we mentioned before. Again, I do like very much the portable receiver. This one is wireless and works on batteries. Batteries are pretty long lasting though. And when it sees a signal, it will flash a light and also has a pretty loud sound. You can also attach a shaker to it so that you can put it under your mattress or maybe under the cushion of your favorite chair. So if you're napping and your smoke detector goes off, you'll be able to be alerted to that. We know for smoke detection in particular, or when you're asleep in particular, it takes even louder sounds to rouse you from that sleep. So relying on your hearing alone could make it so that you don't hear these things going. So, I mean, before I mentioned the fire department came to visit one of our clients and she didn't hear the doorbell, them knocking on the door. Even if you're pounding on the door, that sound can be maybe about 90 decibels. If your bedroom is 100 feet from your door, by the time that sound gets to your bedroom, it would be so soft, it would be hard for a person with typical hearing to hear. So if you have a hearing loss, it would make it even worse, and you probably would not hear them knocking on that door at all. And these solutions help you to be aware that something is going on at your door, your telephone is ringing, or your intercom has gone off, or if your baby is crying. So all the things that we talked about today can definitely be purchased on your own through these specific websites. And I am happy now to open up for questions. So if you have specific needs, we'll be happy to see if we can help you figure those needs out. Okay. So
Everybody, yeah, feel free to put any questions in to the chat. I did put one in. So a lot of these devices, or some of them, Terrence, they do reproduce the sound just at a louder volume.
They don't reproduce the sound, they listen for the sound for you, and then they have another means of letting you know that that sound has gone off. So if I push the doorbell, the receiver will flash a light, shake the bed, or has its own sound that's closer to you to make it easier for you to hear it
Oh, I
or
see.
feel the shaker. Because again, as the sound travels through the room, it's impeded by furniture and walls and distance, and all those things make the sound so soft it could very easily be missed if it goes off. And
Right.
these just really eliminate this distance between you and the sound by putting it right next to you or in your bed, shaking your bed, or flashing a light for you to sleep, for you to be awakened. Now, I will say, very many people with hearing loss have some vestibular issues, so flashing lights can cause dizziness and other kinds of things. So, as much as possible, we like to use vibrotactile devices so that we don't get anywhere near that arena of making you dizzy because of your hearing loss.
Right.
I just wanted to thank you, Terrence. I just want to jump in and let everyone know in the chat right now, I will be adding a one-pager that lists the companies that were on that slide that Terrence just shared, as well as just a brief summary of the talk today. And we will share a copy of the presentation with Matthew. So if you'd like a copy, you're welcome to get it. And we also welcome your feedback. I'm going to share a digital link to the feedback survey. Okay, thank you.
And there are so many other categories of assistive listening devices. I think today we were focused on things to make you safe, but there are other devices that you can use to help you in the home too, for the television, for example, for your cell phone, for a wide variety of things that you might have difficulty hearing with. So any questions you have or any needs you might have, I'm happy to talk to you about. Don't be shy.
Sure. Terrence, well, many of us live in New York City and we're all used to extraneous loud noises.
Yes.
We live in a particularly noisy neighborhood, and I hear garbage trucks, school buses, leaf blowers, men breaking up the street, chopping trees down, you name it. Are some of these devices designed to ignore those, or how do they know the difference?
Well, so the sound pickups specifically record a specific sound. So if that sound is reproduced, that exact sound is reproduced is what makes the sound go off. The baby cry transmitter, in particular, um, can go off if there are other loud sounds. And so there's a little level in there that you can sort of adjust to turn the volume down so it'll only go off with a loud sound that's right next to it. But like I said, we're not, most of these devices are not looking to stop sounds from alerting you to sounds. They all want to alert you that sounds are available. I will say also in your cell phones, iPhone and Android phones, there are
Greens?
He froze.
Oh,
Yeah, I
um,
was never sure if it's me or the other person.
It's such pretty wallpaper too. Oh, paint
Yeah.
color.
the orange.
Yeah, lovely.
It's actually paint. I was complimenting
Oh.
Terrence too. Terrence, if you can hear us, do you want to log out and log back in? Text. Let me send him a message. In the meantime, I see in the chat that someone was asking about tinnitus relief, and I hope it's okay, Matthew, to mention that we have a webinar next Thursday at 1 o'clock
Absolutely.
on tinnitus. And I will put the link in the chat and share it with
Sure.
Matthew as well if you want to.
Absolutely.
Or Georgia, if you want to email our organization or check our website, it's published on our website. The tinnitus event is next Thursday with one of our experts on that topic. But if Terrence has anything else to add, because he works with the whole population, feel free, Terrence. And I'm going to put the flyer in the chat right now.
Yeah, tinnitus. We do have a tinnitus treatment center here, where we do use devices to help manage tinnitus. And like Carolyn mentioned, we are going to have a whole course on tinnitus coming up soon, so that you can find out how we can help. But the start with tinnitus is really having a hearing test, so we know how you hear and what you hear, and then we can work on helping you deal with the tinnitus?
It's not a PSS program, it's just a program sponsored by our agency. But we can always explore coming back to PSS with a tinnitus expert at some point. We did do something
That's
about a
right,
year
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
But this is one of our other clinicians
Sorry, excuse
who
me.
will be
One,
speaking. Yeah. Did we lose him again? Oh, I think we lost Terrence again.
We maybe had to step away for a second. This
Technology.
is
There's the-
This is not so much about devices, but I had an uncle who was hard of hearing, and he had a trained dog that used to help him. Like when someone would ring the doorbell, the dog would bark. Is that something that still goes on?
yes, service dogs are still available. They are hard to come by, but yes, people do still use service dogs for in that capacity. Absolutely.
Wow, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Just looking through the chat to see if we missed it. It doesn't look like it. All right, so while we're waiting for questions, show folks this device in particular. This is also made by Bellman Symphon, and it is a device that can be used with the television, and you can take it out in the real world, and it could be an amplifier for your communication needs. So if you don't have hearing aids, for example, but you have some issues or some challenges listening in specific environments, you can use this device that has a microphone built in. And when people speak into the microphone, it will put the sound out a little amplified so it'll help you hear better. And you can also take this device home and attach it to your television, and it will there's a transmitter that goes to this that attaches to the TV, and it will transmit the television's sound directly to you.
So it improves the volume or somehow changes the sound?
It does. So by eliminating the distance between you and the sound source, it helps you to be able to hear better. And that's pretty much just the rule in general. So again, as sound travels, it dissipates, and the further away it goes, the softer the sound is, of course. Like I know probably many of you, I grew up in Manhattan, and we had to be in by the time the street lights came on. And I lived on the 10th floor, and my mother would go out onto the balcony and scream, "Come inside!" Right? Unfortunately, I had a high frequency hearing loss that was undiagnosed for a long time, so I used to get in trouble for not hearing her. Fortunately, my friends could hear my mother very well and would let me know that she was screaming for me. But the reason why that sound, so even my voice is pretty deep. As the sound travels, the frequency, the pitch gets higher and higher, and those higher frequency sounds can very easily be masked by other low frequency sounds. So the idea to eliminate the distance between you and the sound source helps you to hear better, even helps you to understand better. That's a lot how hearing aids work too. By getting the closer we can get the sound source to your eardrum, the more likely you are to be able to hear that sound and understand speech because of this proximity to your eardrum. So this the more you know, I guess.
Terrence, a lot of people, well, myself included, watch videos on our laptops or iPads, those kinds of devices. And a lot of times, at least I perceive that the volume is not really great on these devices. And so some of those devices that you're showing, are they, even though you're close to a laptop, usually when you're watching it, are they good for that too?
Absolutely. You can always plug in to the laptop's headphone jack. The transmitter for this device can work in that capacity too. There are many, many, many devices that can do that, including hearing aids. Hearing aids now have Bluetooth capability and can be paired directly to your laptop. so that you can put that sound from your laptop directly into your ears. Or if you have a device like this device, where you can put the transmitter, plug the transmitter into your laptop, and then wear this device with the headphones on so that you can hear the laptop. And the speakers on laptops are awful, quite frankly. And that's why, I mean, it's hard for a person with right now mine is on 100 because I forgot to pair it to my hearing aids before the meeting started. And I'm having a hard time hearing. Right? I don't know if you can notice, I keep leaning in so that I can hear it. But yeah, the laptops have very poor sound quality, even the best laptops. So any way that we can eliminate you having to listen that way, get it directly in your ears is the better way for you to be able to understand. Hearing aids do that now with cell phones too. And there's something new called, well, it's been in the work for a few years, but there's something called Auracast that's about to come out. And Auracast will have the capability to allow you to connect to many, many devices with your hearing aids or with an Auracast receiver very easily without pairing, without having to do much other than to turn it on. As far as I know, in the States, there aren't too many or any facilities right now that have it available, but you can purchase it for yourself. There are Auracast vendors all over the internet, so that you can purchase those devices. And some hearing aids are even have them activated now. There's a company called GN Resound that has Auracast capable hearing aids, and they're ready to go. They even have an Auracast transmitter that you can purchase on your own that you can connect to your television or to any PA system or just in the rooms in general, so that when someone walks into the room, they go to a setting on their phone and access Auracast, and then that transmission gets put directly into the person's ears. I don't
Can you
know if
put
you've
the
ever.
spelling for that in the chat, please, Terrence, for Auracast?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, this is fascinating. It sounds like there's a lot of work being done to develop new technology to help people, because, and it's great to get confirmation that laptops have terrible sound because I wasn't sure
You know,
what to say.
it's even televisions too. The TV speakers are also awful in that respect. Depending on how the sound is getting into the television, they sometimes have to clip off parts of the audio that's going through the system so that it can all fit through the cable, through the fiber optic cables. So I don't know if you remember, or maybe I'll share the screen again. Let's see if I can find, where's the presentation? That audiogram. But in order to get the sound into the TVs, they usually clip off some of the low frequency sounds, some of the high frequency sounds, and then they make everything louder, which is why sometimes when you're watching a commercial, all of a sudden it's blasting.
Right.
Or but
Right.
if you're watching Down Abbey, you don't know what the heck they're saying, right? And it's because some of the frequencies are missing, and then we have the distance between you and the sound source, and sounds are masked and all like that. So if we can get that sound directly in your ear, if we can get the sound source directly in your ear, then that helps you to hear better. And yes, someone put into the chat, even an expensive soundbar is vastly superior to default TV speakers. Indeed. Surround sound helps a great deal. If you have multiple speakers that you are in the center of, that again is bringing the sound closer to your ears and making it easier for you to hear.
Well, that's good to know.
Let's see.
I have a speaker. I have to figure out how to set it up with my TV though.
Yes. Oh, and there is for regular television too, there are inexpensive devices for like TV that goes over the airwaves that you can simulcast audio and put that next to you so that you don't have to crank up the volume on the TV because that sound source will be close to you.
Yeah. Very good. Well, this is really amazing and informative, so I'm glad to hear about all this. Do we have any more questions from anyone? Is the advent of the cell phone and with you know, the AirPods now, is that also changing the technology?
Yes. So AirPods, AirPod Pros have assistive listening devices in them. So if you have a mild or mild to moderate hearing loss, those can benefit you in that way. If your hearing loss is any greater than that, those might be difficult to utilize. So hearing aids themselves can be attached. Most hearing aids now have Bluetooth capabilities in them, so we can attach those to your cell phone. You can make your cell phone a remote microphone. So if you're in the grocery store, for example, and someone's masked and you having difficulty hearing them, you can push a button on your phone, turn your phone into a microphone, and hold that closer to the person to get that sound closer to you.
Wow.
There are a
Okay.
lot of over-the-counter devices that can do that as well. But as I mentioned, those devices are really meant more towards people with milder hearing losses. If you have anything more than a moderate hearing loss, you might have a challenge hearing with those devices.
Okay, good to know. Well, that's why places like yours, the Center for Hearing exists, right? To help people.
Indeed, indeed. We do a lot of helping people just manage their equipment. There's so much equipment available and so many different ways to assist that it can be sometimes challenging navigating it. And so we take a lot of time making sure that everybody's comfortable with the equipment that they get and comfortable using the equipment that they get and making it accessible and easy to use is also very important. We do find that we can give you the most sophisticated equipment available, and if it's too sophisticated, you just don't use it, and then it's not benefiting anyone. So, making the solutions as simple as possible and as easy to use as possible is one of my main goals. I always want to get everybody out the door comfortable with their hearing.
Well, that sounds like a really great reason to reach out to you, Terrence, and to the center.